You cannot use class to keep and then another verb because to keep is already the infinitive verb there. Number 3, this one is very important. Library is in. So what is meant by that if it's in? The preposition in, what is that? The preposition of location, in. Like where something is right now. Okay? So it could like location is in the blank room in the village hall. Now take note of the word room. How is the word room written? With capital what? Capital R, right? Now if that is the case, what do you think is needed for number 3? Notice that the word room has capital R. For number 3, what is needed here is the name of the room. Okay? If the word room is written all in small letters, okay, it is not the name of the room. It could be something else. But this one is clearly the name of the room. Where is the library located? Which room can we find the library in the where? In the village hall. Okay? So that's underlining key information. You may underline, you may also encircle. Okay, for this time, you may underline or encircle that. You have to underline keywords. Okay? Another technique is for you to read in advance. What is this reading ahead or reading in advance? Before you listen to the recording, read the questions first. Although during the exam, you will have some time to listen to the recording. You'll be given that time. Okay? And then critical thinking. You really have to do or to use your critical thinking, your analysis. What is needed for number 4? Help by providing. Okay, this time providing is the gerund. Am I right? The verb in its ing form. But the next word, help by idea, or can you still recall your discussion from this by your previous teacher? Was this discussed to you, such as soon as, for example, for instance, were this discussed to you before? Yes or no? Okay. Such as would mean that, let's say hobbies is the topic here, right? Such as would mean, what are those hobbies? Hobbies such as reading, listening, watching movie. These are examples of hobbies. So such as is like an example. What are examples of hobbies? That's such as swimming, reading, mountain hiking, baking. Yeah, these are hobbies. So such as is used to write the example of something. In this case, examples of hobbies. Okay. Okay, so that's critical thinking. Prediction is also needed, but I will not discuss that one with you now. Okay, this one. So for sections 1 and 2, write exactly what you hear. Alright? Because you only get your answers from the recording. Not from your own understanding, but from the recording only. Usually, the simplest answer and the most correct answer is the answer. The simplest. For parts 1 and 2, sections 1 and 2, answers are simple, by the way. So for part 1, numbers 1 to 10, expect that the answers there are simple. What have you noticed, class, with numbers 11 to 14? The choices are also simple. Number 11, many past owners made changes to A, the gardens, B, the house, C, the farm. The choices are simple. Alright? You can easily understand them. But kindly proceed, class, to, for example, I think numbers 28 from your phone, by the way. Number 28 from your phone, the one you took picture with a while ago. Kindly compare the questions there from number 11. What do you think? Are they the same or like it's a bit difficult now? What do you think? Let me also check that one. for a while. Okay, were you able to find it? Okay, for numbers 28 until 30, if you compare that to 11 to 14, what do you think? Which is more difficult? 28? Okay, yeah. Take a look at number 28 here, class. Huh? Compare 11 and 28. 11 is a very simple question. Many pass on C are also a bit long. If you again compare 11 and 28, part 2 is more simpler and easier maybe to answer than part 3. So we always expect that, class. That is why we need to make use of our critical thinking skills so that we can really get the answer correctly. Okay? I will end there because we'll now proceed to a sample listening test. May I request everyone to proceed now to the first part of your exam. Okay. And later on, when it's 28 to 30, I will also flash this one for your guidance, but you may also use your picture there, the one you took picture a while ago, the capture that you did a while ago. Okay, are we ready? Okay, for the listening, I need to test your listening as well today, tonight. So I have a background on what to improve further. Okay, so this is 17. Let me check first if this is the exact one.
Test 2.
Wait for a while.
This is the at the end of the test.
Idea or with, something like that. They always have the next word with a verb in its ing form. So remember that always. So what is your answer to number 1? Collecting. Okay, collect and then ing, collecting. Okay, number 2, test paper. Okay, the words here are not the exact words in the recording. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
That's why we need to also improve our synonyms. Like what is the other word or what is the other way of saying this and that? So it will help us as well during the listening test, okay? So do not expect that the words here are the same exact words found in the recording. Is that clear? Yeah. Of course, the choices, like for example, number 15, dairy is always dairy. Okay? The speaker mentioned dairy, large barn, small barn, stable, shed, and parkland. But the choices above from A to H were not exactly the same. Have you noticed that? Let's begin with number 15. What's your answer, number 15? Letter D. She did not mention that it's for eating and drinking, but somehow she said that it is now a place, he said it's a place for what? To go for lunch, right? A place to go for lunch or tea. Tea is for you to drink, right? And then lunch is for us to eat. So there's an idea there. Oh, if it's about go for lunch and let's say tea, drinking of tea or whatsoever, oh, it is the same with letter D, which is eating and drinking. Okay, can you remember that, right? Number 16.
H.
Letter C, okay? And here it's about seeing old farming equipment, but the speaker mentioned that it's like collection of agricultural tools. So it's about equipment. Tools, class, Tools is another word for equipment. Okay? Equipment, tools. The simple word for that is materials. Materials, things, equipment, and tools are just the same. Okay, so letter C for number 16. How about the small barn? The small barn. Here, there was a mention of
H.
you can groom animals, the donkeys, and horses to keep their coats clean.
What is grooming?
Grooming is like, when you comb the hair of the animals. Like if it's a horse, do you usually, have you tried doing that? Like combing the hair of the that part here of the horse. Have you tried doing that before? Not yet. How about your cats? Yeah, I mean, if you have cats at home or dogs, when you groom them, you know, or like that's grooming, no? Making them look beautiful or handsome or males and so on. Now, grooming there is about letter G, helping to look after animals. Number 18. This one is very clear. You know, here you buy gifts. It is now a place to buy gifts. Also, there was a mention about books, you know. So what's the answer to number 18? A, shopping. It's a shopping area now. You can do shopping there. Okay, so you see, no, the words are not exactly the same from the choices, right? When you buy gifts, of course, you do shopping. Number 19. This one, shed. What was the word mentioned?
T.
Hmm?
T.
Letter E. Now there was a mention of the word tour. You know, T-O-U-R, tour. Oh, by the way, I heard one student saying tour because she heard that from a video, from a YouTube video. Like, I think that was one of the learning centers here in Mongolia. And then the lady was trying to mention, what is this? Yeah, these words. Please be careful with this because you might think that is the correct pronunciation. So, for example, you know, this one. And also there was this word. So this is tour, but the lady from a language center in Mongolia said Tor. I said Tor? What's Tor? Tor is like this. You know, when you tear something, if I, let's say, do it like this, I'm tearing it apart, so I tore it. Tore. So this is tour. In the U sound to it. The U sound, tour. It's a long U, so it's tour, not tor or what. The other one is hour. And what is the other one? The O-U-R. Hour, like how many hours? It's like 3 hours. Hour, tour. Okay? Again, pronunciation rules, but I'm just giving you that because some of you may say tour or what. Okay, so for tours, that's the same with the word trip. If you do some trip, you're actually touring. Number 20, the parkland. There was a mention of types of cattle, and you can hardly see them. Hardly is the same with the word rarely. They are just the same adverbs. Hardly, rarely. So the answer is letter F. Letter F for number 20. Okay. Numbers 21 and 22. Class, during the actual IELTS exam, okay, imagine tomorrow is your exam, and then when you are there already, whenever you see a question like this, now which two things do the students agree? Which two things? The rule in IELTS is this. Both your answers, two answers must be correct. Now, if one is wrong and the other is correct, both of them will be marked as wrong. So that's why a lot of students hate answering this type of test. This is a multiple choice with two answers. Numbers 11 to 14 is multiple choice, but only one answer, right? But this one is multiple choice with two answers. A lot of students would have mistakes on this area. That's why they would hope and pray that during the exam there will be no multiple choice with two answers because it's very difficult to do. And this is now part 3. Okay? Part 3 class and 4 will use multiple choice with two answers. But with parts 1 and 2 you cannot see them using them there because it should be simple and easy for students to do. Now, but for now class, if one is wrong and the other is correct, just count the correct one. Okay, but again, during the IELTS exam, actual, do not be surprised if your answer is, your score is like this or like that, because if one is wrong and the other is correct, both of them will be marked as wrong. Okay, but for now, if one is wrong, okay, that's wrong. If the other is correct, okay, that's 1 point. Okay, now, Which two things do the students agree they need? Remember, agree. Both of them agree they need to include in the reviews of Romeo and Juliet.
A and E.
Is it A? There was a mention there of something related to emotions. You know, the emotional impact. So, it is more of, not letter C. It is letter D. Something about emotional impact, a personal reaction. And then there was a mention that like there's a part of the play that they really like, and that's about letter E, a reference to particular scenes. When they mentioned about the fight between Mercutio and Tybalt, if you have heard them. Anyway, 23. Okay, number 23. What was their opinion about the set?
F.
D.
Letter D, yes, letter D. It was a major strength. So they said that the set design was really amazing, you know, and that was visually really stunning, yeah, according to them. Next, how about the lighting?
C.
Letter C, yes. When they said that it, you know, it changed, it helped to change the mood of the scene. So it is about the right atmosphere. Letter C. How about the costume design?
A.
A.
Letter A. Okay, the costume design was about letter A. And how about the music?
E.
E, yeah, it was something negative for them. It was something negative. They said that the music didn't have much impact. It did not like touch them, or let's say it did not move them. So it's something that they were disappointed at. So letter E. How about the actor's delivery?
F.
Letter F. It was an issue. No, they were not speaking loudly. Number 28 is letter B. Okay? 29 and 30, both are letter C. 29 C, 30 C as well. Okay, we're almost done with the last part of the test. Oh, by the way, a lot of us would say, teacher, you know, part 3 is more difficult than part 4. I don't know with you. I don't know with you now. Did you find part 3 more difficult than part 4? Yes or no? Somehow. But by the way, did you find part 4 difficult? Yes. That's surprising. But during the actual test, you would notice that part 3 is more difficult than part 4. Well, we'll see about your answers. Maybe some of them are correct. Number 31. 31 class, there is a mention of what? Speakers, right? There was a mention of speakers. And when we speak about speakers, these are people.
Yeah.
Okay? And number 31, here, let me check. Number 31 is, okay, has approximately. So if it's about approximately, we mean about numbers. It's always numbers. Has approximately, has around, has about, or has roughly. You know, adverbs like this. The next word or the next item must be a number. Remember that? Approximately and then a number. That's always the clue there. So for number 31, it is 321,000. So 321000. Let's just count it as one word. Or I mean a number, one number. Number 32 has a vocabulary. Number 32 is vocabulary. Yes, vocabulary. Number 33, podcast. Number 33 is the word podcast. Number 34, smartphones. So big users of digital technologies such as smartphones. 35, the answer to 35 is bilingual. B-I-L-I-N-G-U-A-L, bilingual. Number 36, playground. 36, playground at school, playground. 37, picture. 37, picture. 38, grammar. Oh, what is the spelling of grammar, by the way? Because it's like grammar, but it's grammar. But the pronunciation is grammar. G-R-A-M-M-A-R. Not E-R, okay? Although, again, the pronunciation is like grammar. Like grammar, but it's pronounced that way, but the spelling is A-R, okay? Number 39, identity. For number 40, that's a bonus point, so you kindly add 1 to your score, because number 40 is not there, so that's plus 1. Okay, kindly count the number of correct answers and return the paper to its owner, and I will get your score. As I call your name, kindly give me your score, okay? Okay. Okay, as I call your name, please give me your score. Gamilin is not here. Mukla? 11. Undra is not here. Nyambi. Are you still counting? Okay, I'll get back to you. Odon Jargal. Oh, fine. Anujin? 20. Okay. Igalin, Mara, Michelle, Dinutuya, Dagadula. 14, okay. Amgalan? Amgalan Tingis? 10. Okay. Anu? 29? Anu? 29? Okay. Nandine?
31.
Huh?
31.
31.
Yeah.
Amar Jargal? 22. Mukjablan?
10.
And Sundariya? 80. Hassan?
29.
29. Yamgi? 4. Okay. Whose name is not called, by the way? Did I call all your names already? Yes or no? Did I miss to call someone? Okay. So kindly keep your scores with, your test papers with you. And we'll see next time if we have improvement. Okay? Kindly bring them whenever you have a listening test. Now, Before we dismiss, now what are those things that you find difficult? First and foremost, which part is the most difficult? Who says part 1? Raise your hand. Part 2. Part 3. Like part 3 is difficult. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Part 4? 5. Part 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think majority of you would say part 4. Number 2. Was the accent a problem? Yes or no?
No.
Not a problem. Okay, the accent. You can understand all the words there. The test paper. Okay, the words here are not the exact words in the recording. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
That's why we need to also improve our synonyms. Like what is the other word, or what is the other way of saying this and that? So it will help us as well during the listening test, okay? So do not expect that the words here are the same exact words found in the recording. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Of course, the choices, like for example, number 15. There is. Please tell me if you're there now. I mean, if you have successfully created your account. Or Facebook. I think Facebook is okay. Where are we going? Destination?
Last month we went to Arthur Island, so this time we're going to the animal park.
Arthur Island was okay, but it was too cold. Let's hope the weather for this week's excursion is better. I don't suppose animals care about bad weather, but I certainly do. Have you heard the forecast?
Yes, and it's not too bad. Basically, they're saying Monday will be sunny,
Good.
but then the weather will change.
Not so good.
Yes, Tuesday we'll have some showers, but by Wednesday, the day of our excursion, it will be, well, their words are cold and cloudy.
Cold and cloudy. Well, as
So
long
you
as
can
it
answer
isn't
through that,
wet
okay?
and rainy.
So that's it. So I wrote here cold and cloudy because that's the weather. Not on Monday, not on Tuesday, but on Wednesday. Okay? Because you may remember Wednesday here. And the instruction here is no more than 3 words. So this is just 3 words. Cold and cloudy. Okay? So be careful with instructions. So I need you to practice through this website on your own at home. And can you send me some progress? And you know, in a computer-based exam, the safest way to write your answer should all be in capital letters. That's safer than writing because some proper nouns must be written correctly. For example, if your answer to the country Mongolia is like this, the examiner will mark it wrong because letter M of Mongolia is always capitalized. So the safest way to write your answers then should be capitalizing every letter in there. So this is more safer than just, you know, focusing on this because sometimes when we type, we might type it wrongly. So might as well write everything in capital letters. Okay. All right, that will be all for tonight. So you may practice on this on your own at home, maybe tomorrow. Just give yourself around 30 minutes. It will not take most of your day, just 30 minutes, okay? And keep on practicing until you're able to master the art of listening. Okay, that will be all for tonight. I will see you again on Tuesday for our next session. Can you bring your papers with you? And also we'll continue about the, about the writing on Tuesday. We will use this classroom, still this classroom Tuesday. Alright, that will be all for tonight. Thank you so much everyone.